Welcome to all the students of MCOM Part 2. We have started the chapter Corporate Securities and Sources of Long-Term Finance. In the previous lecture, we have seen the first half of the chapter that was based on ownership securities. In that, we have covered equity shares, its characteristics, advantage and disadvantage. Then the preference shares, its characteristics, advantage and disadvantages. And the Companies Act Amendment 2013. Today we will see the following topic, that is creditors securities, in which it will come debentures, its characteristics, classification, procedure of issuing debentures and bonds, and the another subtopic, that is company deposit. So let us start with the creditorship securities. See, a company cannot survive on its own funds all the time. It has to depend on borrowings from outside. Every trading company, unless prohibited by its memorandum or articles, has implied power to borrow money for the purpose of its business. So it means that a company cannot survive with own funds, that is the ownership securities. So it buys funds from outside the company. Okay? And every trading company, unless prohibited by the memorandum or articles, has the power to borrow money for the purpose of business. So in case of a private company, in the case of private company, it is entitled to exercise borrowing powers immediately after its incorporation. So a private company can exercise its power of borrowings immediately after its incorporation. But in case of a public company, it can exercise this power only after it has received the certificate of commencement of business. Borrowed capital means the capital which is required to be returned after the expiry of certain period. Matlab, this capital has to be returned to the particular member after the expiry of a certain period. But that has not been the case of ownership securities. Borrowed capital is also known as creditorship capital or borrowed funds. It can be raised by issue of debentures, by accepting public deposits, loan from banks and financial institutions. So how can we raise the borrowed capital? We can raise the borrowed capital by issue of debentures, by accepting public deposits, loan from banks and financial institutions. It is not a permanent capital as it is available for a specific period and is repayable at the end of that period according to terms and the conditions of loan agreement. Why it is not a permanent capital? Because it is available for a specific period of time, and after that specific period is over, then that amount of capital has to be returned with the interest to the particular person from whom the company has borrowed the capital. So this is what the meaning of borrowed capital, or you can say the creditorship securities. In this we will see the debentures. See, debentures are the written instruments of debt that companies issue under their common seal. They are similar to a loan certificate. A debenture is a document given by a company in acknowledgement of a debt, undertaking to repay the stated sum on or before a certain date. Debentures have a fixed rate of interest, and such interest amount is payable yearly or half yearly. They do not get any voting rights. This is because they are not the instruments of equity, so debenture holders are not the owners of the company, only creditors. So debentures are what? Debenture holders are not the owners of the company, they are only the creditors, and they don't have any voting rights like that of the equity shareholders. Okay, so this is what the meaning of debentures is. We will see now the characteristics of debentures. So first characteristic is written promise. See, debenture is a written document that the company issue to the lender. It acknowledges a loan or debt. Okay. Next one is company seal. The debenture is a certificate that the company issues under its seal. That is also called debenture deed. It shows the amount and the date of repayment of the debt along with the rate of interest. Next characteristic is borrowed funds. The debentures are the part of the borrowed fund capital. The holders of debentures are the creditors of the company, not the owners of the company. Next one is maturity period. The debentures are the long-term source of finance. They consist of long-term preset maturity period. Normally, the debentures have the maturity period of 10 to 20 years and are repayable at the end of the maturity period. At the maturity, the company repays the principal investment amount to the holder. Next characteristic is claim in income. The debenture holders are eligible to get a fixed rate of interest at the end of every financial year. The debenture holders have a priority over claim in income of the company. See, assume that a company does not have a sufficient fund to pay interest on debenture as well as dividend on preference shares and equity shares. Okay. The company will have to pay interest to debentures first, and then with the remaining funds, it can do the other payments. So they can legally enforce their rights. They get a priority over the equity and preference share holders. Okay. Next is priority claim on assets. See, the debenture holders also have a priority over the equity and preference shareholders in respect of their claim on assets. These claims arise at the time of liquidation or reorganization of the company. The creditors are entitled to get only the principal amount that they had given along with any unpaid interest. Okay. Next is no controlling power. Debenture holders are the creditors of the company. Therefore, they do not have the power to control the operations of the company. The debenture holders do not have the right to vote, to elect the directors, and to determine any managerial policy. The next one is fixed rate of interest. The rate of interest on debentures is fixed and is paid every financial year. Therefore, investors also call debentures as fixed cost bearing capital. So these were the characteristics of debentures, starting from the written promise, company seal, borrowed funds, maturity period, claim in income, priority claim on assets, no controlling power, and fixed rate of interest. Now we will see the classification of debentures. The type of debentures are classified as under. On the basis of security, it can be classified as secured debentures and unsecured debentures. On the basis of permanence, it can be classified as redeemable debentures and irredeemable debentures. And on the basis of negotiability, it can be classified as registered debentures and bearer debentures. Further, on the basis of convertibility, debentures can be classified as convertible debentures and non-convertible debentures. And last, on the basis of priority, it can be first mortgage debentures and second mortgage debentures. So we will see one by one these all classifications in detail. First, we will see on the basis of security. In that, first comes your secured debentures. These debentures are secured by a charge upon some or all assets of the company. There are two types of charges in this. First one is a fixed charge and the second one is a floating charge. A fixed charge is a mortgage on specific assets and cannot be sold without the consent of debenture holders, while a floating charge generally covers all the assets of the company including future one. So fixed charge means what? It has a fixed charge or as a mortgage on a specific asset, and that asset cannot be sold without the consent of the debenture holder, while the floating charge generally covers all the assets of the company and the future assets too. So this is the meaning of secured debentures. Next comes unsecured debentures. These debentures are not secured by any charge upon any assets. Okay, these types of debentures are very risky from the viewpoint of investors. Next comes on the basis of permanence. In that, first comes redeemable debentures. These debentures which are repayable on the expiry of a certain period are called redeemable debentures. Okay, and irredeemable debentures are what? A debenture will be treated as irredeemable when there is no period fixed for repayment of the principal amount. These are retained as a part of permanent capital structure of the company. Okay, these debentures are called perpetual debentures also. These debentures are repaid at the time of liquidation of the company. The company can redeem such debentures by giving due notice to the holders. Okay. Next comes on the basis of negotiability. In that, first comes your registered debentures. These debentures which are payable to holders whose names have been registered with the company are called registered debentures. The transfer of such debentures requires registration with the company. Okay, and the payment of interest and repayment of principal is made to those whose names have been registered with the company and duly recorded in the register of debenture holders. So this is what the meaning of registered debentures is. Next comes bearer debentures. It can be transferred by mere delivery and hence are payable to the bearer of the instrument. No records are maintained in the register of debenture holders and registration of transfer is not necessary. That is why they are also known as unregistered debentures. So in case of registered debentures क्या होता है कि debenture holder का नाम registered होता है एंड वहाँ पे रजिस्ट्रेशन नेसेसरी होती है फॉर द ट्रांसफर प्रोसीजर. बट इन केस ऑफ दिस बेयरर डिबेंचर, नो रिकॉर्ड इज मेंटेन्ड इन द रजिस्टर ऑफ डिबेंचर होल्डर्स एंड रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ ट्रांसफर इज ऑल्सो नॉट नेसेसरी. ठीक है, इट कैन बी ट्रांसफर बाय अ mere डिलीवरी. दैट इज वाई इट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज अनरजिस्टर्ड डिबेंचर्स. Next comes on the basis of convertibility. In that first comes convertible debentures. These are debentures which will be converted into equity shares either at par or premium or discount after a certain period of time from the date of its issue. In future, these debenture holders get a chance to become the shareholders of the company. So the debentures which can be converted into the equity or into the preference, they are called as the convertible debentures, and they have the chance of becoming the shareholders of the company. Next comes non-convertible debentures. These are debentures which cannot be converted into shares in future. As per the terms of issue, these debentures are repaid. So what are non-convertible debentures? These are those debentures which cannot be converted into shares in future. Next comes on the basis of priority. In that, first is first mortgage debentures. These debentures are payable first out of the property charged. So these are the first mortgage debentures. And the second mortgage debentures are what? These debentures are payable after satisfying the first mortgage debentures. So these were the types of or the classification of debentures. Okay. Now we will see the next. Next is procedure of issuing debentures and bonds. See, the following is the procedure for issuing debentures. First one is passing of resolution. See, in order to issue debentures, the board of directors, through its committee, in conformity with powers given by articles, prepare a prospectus, trust deed and other details, and then passes a resolution at a duly convened and constituted meeting. So first procedure is passing of resolution. The second comes consent of the controller of capital issues. The consent of the controller of capital issue is to be taken if the issue exceeds rupees 50 lakhs in a period of 12 months. However, the board of directors cannot issue debentures if the company exceeds the paid up capital and its free reserve. For this purpose, the sanction of the shareholders at a general meeting is required. The third step is permission of the Reserve Bank of India for bearer debentures. If a company issues bearer debenture, then permission of the Reserve Bank of India should be obtained. And we know what is the bearer debentures. We have seen in the classification of debentures on the basis of negotiability. Okay. Next comes consent of trustees. If a company issues debentures under trust deed, then consent of trustees should be obtained. A draft of trust deed, prospectus and debenture bond is also prepared. The next step is filling of prospectus. See, the company may issue debentures to the public with or without issuing a prospectus. In case the company issues a prospectus to the public, the company must file a copy of the prospectus signed and dated by the directors of the company with the registrar of companies before the prospectus is issued. Okay. Now the next step is restrictions on company regarding issue of debentures. The company must receive at least 5% of the issue price of debentures in cash, and the company should not make the allotment of debentures within 5 days from the date of issue of prospectus to the public. So this is the meaning of restrictions on company regarding issue of debentures. Next is filing a copy of charge with the registrar. If any assets of the company are mortgaged against debentures, a trust deed should be prepared which should be registered in due course. The particulars of the charges created on the issue are to be filed with the registrar of companies within 30 days of its creation. The next is scrip certificates. Debentures are always fully paid. When the debenture amount is received in installments, then scrip certificates are given for payment in installments, and the final certificate is given on payment of the last installment. And in exchange of these scrip certificates, the company must issue debenture certificates within 3 months from the date of issue of the prospectus. And the last procedure is record in the register of debenture holders. After the allotment, particulars of each debenture are entered in the register of debenture holders, and debenture certificates properly stamped, sealed and signed by the directors will be prepared and will be issued to the allottees in due course. So these were the procedures of the issuing debentures. First was passing of resolution, then consent of the controller of capital issues, permission of the Reserve Bank of India for bearer debentures, consent of trustees, filing of prospectus. Then comes restrictions on company regarding issue of debentures, filing a copy of charge with the registrar, scrip certificates, record in the register of debenture holders. Now next sub points come company deposit. See, the company deposit means what? The corporate sector has one more source of raising funds, which is acceptance of deposits from the public. They may be either cumulative or non-cumulative. If they are not cumulative, interest can be paid half-yearly or annually. Monthly income options are also available. Company deposits are regulated by Department of Company Affairs, while deposits collected by financial companies are RBI regulated. So this is the another way of, or it is another source of raising funds by the company by accepting the deposits from the public, and these are regulated by the Department of Company Affairs, and the deposits collected by the financial companies are RBI regulated. Okay, so these were the creditorship securities and the company deposit. I hope you have understood this lecture very properly. In the next lecture, we will see the last part of the third chapter. Till then, thank you.